For more information on today's program, contact Erica Taylor Montgomery at threegirlsmedia.com. Now, back to Punch, Media and Marketing Made Easy, on the Bay Area's business leader, AM 1220 KDOW.
Welcome back to Punch, Media and Marketing Made Easy on 1220 AM KDOW, where we help you deliver a total knockout with your PR, your marketing, your social media, and so much more. I'm your host, Erica Taylor Montgomery, and in round 2 of Punch today, we are talking search engine optimization. What do you need to know about SEO for your business? And if you have questions, you can call us live this morning. 800-516-1220 is the toll-free number. Again, that's 800-516-1220 to call in and talk with me and our guest, Bill Belew of BillBelew.com, right? Is your
That's
company?
Right, BillBelew.com, BILLBELEW. Belew. It's like Baloo the bear, Cat Baloo, Hullabaloo.
Terrific. So why should businesses care about search engine optimization?
Well, because that's how people are finding them. So I have learned that it is cheaper for people to come find you than it is for you to go find them. Now, I understand the entire need for PR. That was a great first 30 minutes. I was glad to listen into that. But I have also learned that, for example, I have a friend who lives in Boston. And Byron, he gets on a plane twice a year. He flies out here to Moscone Center. He pays $7,000 for a booth about the size of this studio. He has to pay for the tickets. He has to stay in a hotel. And then he stands there for 3 days while he passes out sponge brains and bags of M&Ms in hopes of getting a business card that he might follow up on that. So he spent $10,000 or more twice a year. That's $20,000. If I had that $20,000, I could create an online presence for people where 20,000 real people would come to find out what it is that they're offering. So he same money, reinvested in his search engine optimization plan, in his blog site, in his website, and people will begin to look for him. And he doesn't have to keep going on the airplane. Now, he might like doing that, but it's cheaper for people to come find you than it is for you to go look for them. And search engine optimization is how people find you best.
You know, it's interesting. On the way to the studio this morning, I was driving with the CFO of my company, Three Girls Media and Marketing. And when we got in the car this morning, he said, I've got an exercise for us to do on the way to the studio. I have a list of all of our clients from this year, and I want to review how they found you. So we went through the list, every single client, and I told him how they had found us. And by far, the vast majority of our clients found us on the internet. So there you go.
You go. So if you're just more findable on the internet, you're going to get more clients. And I have learned what I think is the secret to beating anybody on the internet. Interested?
Absolutely.
Okay. I preach 4 principles. They're called quantity, quality, consistency, longevity. Now, the quantity factor, find out who your competition is online. So what you take your keyword for Three Girls Media, search that in Google, Bing, whatever, find out who comes up on top. Go to their website, count how many pages. Go to their site map, 1, 2, 3, 4. How many pages do they have? Do more than that and you'll beat them.
That sounds very simple.
That's very simple. Quantity. If you outdo them in the number of pages you have, you're gonna beat them. If you go to the quality factor. Now, the second one is quality. These are the simple SEO principles that SEO must put out. Good titles, good content, good captions. Put your keyword in the caption of the picture. Give a good description in that picture. Something like 15 to 20% of some websites' traffic comes from people looking for the images that they have. If you don't have images on all your pages and all your blog posts, you're missing out on 20% extra traffic. So applying these good balancing principles for search engines and for real people, put that in every page that you have more of than your competition, and you will beat them. Go to your competition, find out how often do they update their page. This is the consistency factor. How often do they update their page? Do it more often than they do, and you'll outrank them. Mm-hmm. And the fourth one, longevity. Well, they may have been around longer than you have, but if you stick with it for 6 months to 9 months, the longevity factor is eliminated, and then you will look like you have been around just as long as they have. You've been updating your page for a long time at a consistent factor with good quality information, and you've outranked them. Then you have more pages than they have. You'll beat every competition.
And that is such a great overview of very easy steps that you can take to maximize your website and your blog so you can become found more easily online, which is where people go these days to find businesses.
Absolutely. A website is a blog is a website in my mind. Websites are generally static. You create a page, put it up there. It's like a landing page. It sits there and it just doesn't do anything. If you put up a web page, the search engine will come and see what happened. Oh, okay, nothing happened here. It will never come back. Why should it? If you put a blog site on where you're changing the content, it makes it dynamic. Every time you change that content, the search engine comes to find what happened. Mm-hmm. I have screenshots of the search bot on my website because I keep changing things and they keep coming back. It's that dynamism, it's that dynamic factor that causes a website or /blog to climb up into search engines.
I absolutely agree with you. And, at Three Girls Media and Marketing, we're now blogging 5 days a week. And it used to be only 1 day a week because that's all we had the capacity to deal with at one time. But over time, we've increased that. And it's been amazing to see our website traffic grow and to see the traffic that's coming in specifically to our blog page because we're following those 4 principles you mentioned.
Well, it's absolutely fundamental that if you want to be found more, you have to have more stuff to find.
Sure.
I mean, it's like a duh factor kind of thing, but people really don't get that. I have clients who say, I have 20 pages. How come nobody comes? It's because I have 20,000 and I buried them. It's just the more you have, the more findable you are. If you want to be read, write more. I mean, it's that basic. And it works online as well. And it's easier to do that in-house than it is to go out and scour the world saying, come, I think.
Sure. I totally agree with you. In that exercise that we did on the way to the station this morning, my CFO and I, there were several clients that had come through networking and speaking engagements and things like that. But again, the vast majority found us online. And so you've got to take that into consideration today is that most people, when they want to search for any type of business, are going to go to the internet first. And they're going to use basic terms to plug into Google, Bing, or Yahoo to find things. And like you said, people don't search for adjectives or prepositions. Right. They search for those nouns that are really basic words that can be easily found.
So when we get a client through networking, for example, a very important question to ask is, well, my friend told me about you. Ask them, where did their friend find out about you? So that friend probably found you online because that's what established your credibility factor. That's why they went there first. So a friend who refers a friend having found you online, that referral counts as a online referral.
Yeah, absolutely.
The complementary factor, you need to do them all.
Sure.
But nothing beats having an online presence that people respect and real relevant eyeballs, good, consistent traffic. When you've got that, you've got gold.
What do you think is the hardest part for a small business owner or mid-sized business owner to master when it comes to search engine optimization?
They say, I don't know how to write. Well, I don't know how to write either. I'm not a particularly great writer, and I'm not saying that with false humility. I lived in Japan for almost 20 years. So there was 20 years I never spoke English beyond this as a pen. So I have this huge hole in my writing ability. I can write, I can spell, all that stuff. But fundamentally, I know how to write information that real people want to know and that search engines can find. If you learn that balance and you do it consistent enough, any local business can do it. I have a friend of mine. Well, he's a friend of mine now. He now actually works for me. He and his buddy were house remodelers, and they were fighting with each other. They didn't have enough business. So he came to one of my blog workshops and said, I think maybe I can blog because I can write a little bit. So I taught him the basic principles. He started writing about house remodeling your sink in Mountain View, changing your bathtub in Palo Alto, all these sort of things. He did that for about 4 months, 5 months. Suddenly, they got up to like 16,000 visitors in a month.
Wow.
And they didn't have enough time to write anymore because they were getting so much traffic for people finding those key terms that they were writing about. So he had to back off writing. It dipped about 20%, leveled off at 8,000, and has stayed there for the last year and a half, and they haven't written a thing.
Fantastic.
So just by writing basic good stuff that people want to know that search engines can find, you will rank, and it will stay there. And the cool thing about it is you don't have to keep feeding it. You don't have to keep paying it. You know, when you buy AdWords, for example, if you stop paying it, you've dropped off and nobody finds you anymore. You take those AdWord budgets, reinvest it into creating good content, and it will live for a very long time. And if they don't have time to write, they can call me. I'll write it for them.
I'll do the same thing. Yeah, it's another.
Exactly. That's what we do for a living.
Yeah, both Bill and I offer that service, and I'm sure both of us would be more than happy to talk to you about it. If you have questions about your business and need help with your blogging efforts, either one of us are happy to talk to you.
That's right. Call Erica, and when Erica gets overwhelmed, she'll call me, and I'll pick up the slack.
There you go. Absolutely. Our guest is Bill Ballou, and we are talking about SEO, search engine optimization. When we come back from the break, we're going to talk a little bit about SEO secrets. You're listening to 1220 AM KDOW, and this is Punch, Media and Marketing Made Easy.